The coffin lowered into the earth. My hands shook, but not from grief. Something was wrong. Too few tears, too much silence. My parents stood stiff, their faces carved out of stone. Then my phone buzzed. A text, unknown number. "I'm alive. That's not me in the casket." My blood froze. I typed back, fingers numb, "Who are you?" The reply came instantly. "Can't say. They're watching. Don't trust our parents." At that moment, everything I thought I knew collapsed. My sister, Claire, my mirror, my other half. We'd whispered secrets under blankets, planned escapes from our suffocating household. She was the daring one. I was the quiet observer. She lit the matches. I studied where the flames would spread. But last month, she vanished. Parents said she got mixed up with the wrong people. A week later, a body appeared. They said it was hers. Closed casket, too damaged to view. I didn't argue. I swallowed the grief whole. But now her ghost was texting me. I started watching, not openly, quietly, studying my parents. Their late-night calls, their hushed arguments behind locked doors. The way my mother flinched when my father touched her arm. And then, bank transfers. I checked the old family computer, the one my father thought no one used. Buried in forgotten folders, I found the records. Large sums wired offshore. Dates aligned perfectly with Claire's disappearance. They hadn't just lost her, they'd sold her. Shock burned, then hardened into resolve. I didn't confront, not yet. I waited, planned, observed. Every plan needs timing. Every revenge needs patience. The texts kept coming, always cryptic, always urgent. Don't come looking, they'll find out. Play along. She was alive, somewhere, and my parents were the reason she wasn't here. So I built my net. Quiet calls to old contacts, favors cashed in, questions asked in shadows. I traced the money, followed the trail, a shell company, then another, and at the end, a private facility, 3 states away, a place that didn't exist on paper. That's where she was. Christmas Eve, that's when I made my move. I told my parents I'd stay home for dinner, smiled, pretended, let them think I was still broken. Instead, I drove. Hours through the night, snow cutting the windshield. My pulse steady, my mind sharper than it had ever been. The facility was hidden, guarded, but I had leverage. Documents, proof of every transfer, every connection, enough to burn it all down. I used it like a blade, threatened exposure, bought access. And there she was, Claire, thin, pale, but alive. When her eyes met mine, it was like staring into a mirror that had survived fire. We didn't cry, not yet. There would be time for that later. Instead, we plotted. I told her everything, the funeral, the texts, the money, the betrayal. She listened, jaw clenched, eyes colder than I'd ever seen. She wasn't broken, she was waiting, just like me. Together, we returned. New Year's Eve. Our parents' house was glowing with lights. Guests filled the rooms, laughter spilling out like the life they'd built on lies. Claire stayed hidden. It wasn't time for her entrance yet. I walked in alone, papers tucked in my coat. Proof, bank records, contracts, enough to ruin them forever. At midnight, while champagne glasses rose, I tapped my glass. The room quieted. "I have an announcement," I said, calm, controlled. My father's eyes narrowed. My mother's hand tightened around her glass. Then the front door opened, and Claire stepped inside. The room froze. Glasses slipped from hands. Gasps choked the air. My parents' faces, white as the dead. "Surprise," I said softly. Claire moved beside me. Together, we laid the papers on the table, exposed everything. The money, the deals, the betrayal. "You buried a stranger," I told them, "and you sold your own daughter." My father stammered, my mother wept. Their guests recoiled, whispers spreading like wildfire. There was no escape. That night, the police came. The empire my parents built crumbled. Their friends turned away. Their names, once spoken with respect, became curses. And as they were led away, my father looked at me, eyes burning. "You planned this." I didn't deny it. I just smiled. Later, when the house was empty, Claire and I sat in silence, fire crackling. The world finally ours again. 17 years, she whispered, and they thought they could erase me. They underestimated us, I said. She leaned her head against mine. For the first time in months, I let myself breathe. Revenge isn't loud. It's not screaming or fists or fire. It's patience, precision, letting them believe they've won until the ground crumbles beneath their feet. And as I watched the smoke of our parents' empire rise, I knew one thing. They buried the wrong twin, and I was the one who dug them up.